I'll take care of it.
Beg your pardon. I have a message for you. You are summoned to Hadrid House, where Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. Not much you can do in these parts without Lady Webb knowing about it. At least that's what I've always heard. Yes, it's true.
How did you know where to find me?
Well, it's Lady Webb. She knows everything.
Tell me about this Lady Webb.
Do you not know Lady Webb? Well, no one's seen her exactly in a long time, but she's the mistress of Dunryd, bro. Has been for as long as anyone can remember. He pauses, eyeing passers-by. Who are you looking at, man? There's no one here. Quietly, he continues. She's supposed to be older than anyone, and she never leaves her room. Some say she's wasted away, and she's a pile of bones kept animated by dark magics. She's still at it, best anyone can tell, learning things, keeping us safe, pulling the strings behind the throne, too, it said. Has a ring of ciphers doing her bidding, telling her everything that goes on. You do wrong in this country, before you go asking the gods for forgiveness, best ask Lady Webb first.
What's Dunryd Row?
Whole mess of ciphers. Run out of Hadrid House. They make it their business to keep the peace, but they don't like you to see them do it. Problems in this city have a way of going away on their own. When that happens, you can make a pretty damn good guess as to why. Yeah, bye. So, seems as though I've been summoned, Dunryd by Lady Webb. Oh, recluse. First, gotta pivot to make the eye again.
What are you hanging around here for?
I've been instructed I'm to answer any questions you might have. Okay?
Where can I find Hadrid House?
It's in Brackenbury, my lord. The southwest corner. You'll find the lady upstairs.
Very well. Bye. Now that we're out of earshot,
Editor, you seem to know a lot about this lady Webb.
Hey. What's on your mind?
I want to ask you something.
Guess you don't want to talk.
What's on your mind?
Let's keep moving.
As you wish.
So it appears she's moved on. See what she's left. Hard food. Old bread. Tower. It's off. Does this mean the curse on Heritage Hill's lifted? Defiance Bay owes me. I better get a man in Brackenbury for this. Well, that's not for me to decide, but I'm sure the city will see you're well rewarded.
Well? Of course.
As you near the apparition, you are overcome suddenly by a powerful anxiety. It sits like a stone in your stomach. The feeling is not quite real. The recollection of an emotion rather than the emotion itself wrenches your inside nonetheless. Apparition's brow is tense, looking concern playing across its face.
The other missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties.
My mind has been elsewhere.
Oh? And what troubles you?
stomach deepens. You feel for a moment as though you're about to be wretched. Your mouth has gone dry. Forgive me, Eminence. I wish to leave the order. Theos folds his fingers together and presses them to his mouth, thoughtfully.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
The people we intend to convert, they committed unspeakable acts, sacrifices, mutilations. The apparition exhales slowly, and its lips pressed together, a sympathetic rapport in its eyes. It places its hand on your soldier.
These are the ways of the heathen world.
Surely the gods would do better to destroy us all and start anew.
Perhaps they would. It may come to that one day. This is why we must not fail. The heathens are beyond the gods' reach. They do not know better. We are tasked with delivering them to the gods, so that the gods may heal their souls.
Such a thing possible?
I have seen it with my own eyes. You will see it too, if you choose to remain. There is no greater calling than the one we have chosen. Neither words, nor wealth, nor battle will end this suffering. Only the gods. Will you give them that chance?
The knot in your stomach seems to loosen all at once, and anxiety is replaced with something else entirely, something warm and soothing, and something you know you can never repay. As the vision fades, you start to become cognizant of the many odd looks aimed in your direction. Your last response echoes in your mind. I will.
Good day to you.
Excuse me, but I've been looking for you. You're the one who lifted the curse on Heritage Hill. My lady, who wishes to remain anonymous, has entrusted me with bringing you this pistol. It belonged to a dear friend of hers who was lost to the curse. For your part in reclaiming Heritage Hill, my lady wishes you to have it. May it serve you well in battle. Thank you. You're quite welcome. Now, I must be off. Farewell. St. Garum Spark. St. Garum was a priest of Halai. Oh, that's our new acquaintance's patron. Known for his mastery of the art of wordplay, it was said that he could shape the mood of a crowd with a single word and find with cruel precision the most shocking turn of phrase with which to dismantle an opponent. One more whimsical daughter of the Deerwood had this pistol crafted in his honor. For the gun too, she said, could put an end to any debate. I'll carry it. Lady Webb is in charge of hospitality, but she really deals with anyone. A link. Yes, I'm certain of it.
Hail, traveler.
The Orland man is surrounded by books and scrolls. His wiry hair stands nearly on end, and his ears prick up at your approach. You carry whispers, Cade Nua, gilded veil, old voices indeed. You're a cipher like me, I'm guessing. He grins, revealing a row of dagger-pointed teeth. You guess what you must surely know. My own modest abilities suggest that yours are most formidable. Would be quite useful here of all places. His ears twitch upward, a pity. Then that my duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards a table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunryd Row? I was invited by Lady Webb. Kieran cocks his head to one side, as if trying to get a better look at her. Forgive me. She doesn't take many visitors, but the ones she does invite are a fascinating lot. I've always marveled at her choices. Nothing common to my eyes, but her sight is far keener than mine. I wonder what it is she sees. Her room is upstairs, the one with the guards out front. The city may not understand her value, but the Duke certainly does.
Looks as though you could use some help.
So many secrets and trails in the city. You have to but turn a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen or someone missing. He flicks an air. Unfortunately, we haven't had time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher, we rule by the whims of curiosity. Okay. Tell me about these cases. One case or three, depending on how you look at it. He taps his clawed fingers together. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it coincidence. I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I shall trust you too. so long as our interests are aligned. And why can't you look into the cases? Pins his ear back. Matter of priorities, says Lady Webb. Many problems in Defiance Bay these days. Problems with more than a few missing persons at stake. Okay. I don't have time for this right now. Let me first find out about this Lady Webb. Yes, of course. Should you change your mind, tell me about your skills. I check for soul connections, looking for lost things, missing things, or troublesome things. Particularly where people with power and influence are concerned. I'm a cipher, and Erik we were once known as Bigathlins, Mind Hunters. Nice title, yes, but it wasn't until the Animasters began working with my kind 40 years ago that we truly understood our power. Now, we make some of the best detectives in the world. Tracing souls, we can look at a person, see where they have been, or look at a weapon, see who's touched it. Useful to solving crimes, as you can imagine. Okay. For what? Get the details. Lady Webb will see you now. This lady clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers. Their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age. A gossamer veil over blue, pale veins. Ink splotches and candles burn. And a scar of innumerable slices from the edges of scrolls dot and stripe her hands like a quilt, patterned after some great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me. Since then, as I understand it, you entered a quarantine district that is absolutely off-limits to all civilians and somehow managed to walk back out with your life. What could possibly have been on your mind to make you do such a thing?
It's a personal matter.
A personal matter that has you tracing the footsteps of the leaden key. It must be some problem you have.
Yeah.
You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the leaden key?
I ran across a man in one of the ruins. It's important that I find him again. Lady Webb, she closed her eyes and the lids flicker. Then her eyes face go still, her mouth parts, a little more than a sliver. Her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of the parchment to the ground, pages wafting around her legs like leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshly eyelids peel back and her gaze is immediately upon you. You deciphered me, didn't you?
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Eora has ever known.
How do you know that I seek Theos?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. Must have been a special occasion.
Can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it.
How?
What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man, awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woodica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
How do you know so much about Theos?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there you know about the Leaden Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know, if you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary, and he does not fail.
I have other questions.
Yes?
Tell me about Dunryd Row.
All the things there are to know in this world, and you ask me about work. Deerwood is a rebel country. Conflict is in its blood. If you think a few guards posted in our cities keep chaos at bay, you are very new to town indeed.
True.
We are Deerwood's cipher investigators, of course. But what we really are is its last barrier against anarchy. People are more at ease when they believe they are watched over by someone more enlightened than they are. It pacifies them. So that is the image we foster. And we do try to be enlightened for their sake. The knowledge we gather here is Deerwood's standing army in many ways. We learn what's vital and we act on it while Deerwood sleeps, blissfully unaware of the terrifying truths all around them. I wish I could tell people the things I know sometimes, but the truth is I don't think many of them could bear it.
How did you come to be here?
Me? I started this place, in a different time, under a different duke. I impressed the duke with my research and my work ethic, and he became possessed of the notion that I would be ideal to lead a secret network of gifted investigators. I don't know how such an idea got into his head.
Wink, wink. How old are you? Yeah. You wicked man. Where are your manners? Were you raised with no shred of decency? I'm sorry, milady.
I lost count ages ago. Such a strange thing to celebrate, getting closer to death. Oh, I've had my share of work done to prolong my existence, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not done here. There are things I still wish to learn. And I'll be the effigy if I let Berith carry me off before I'm through. There was a time when I considered enlisting the theorems of Pondgrum to extend my life indefinitely. I found the thought of devouring my political enemies to sustain my own life greatly appealing. I must have gone soft with age.
Are you psychic?
If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind. I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for. Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there. Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable.
You said you didn't know what will happen tomorrow.
Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
And what would that be?
A quiet day at home.
Is there a Lord Webb?
There was.
And what happened to him?
He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. But he was good to me while he lasted.
I have other questions.
Yes?
Let's talk about something else. What do you want me to do?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunryd Row will not stop you.
That's what I got swords for.
Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
That's fair enough. Sounds fair.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
I have other questions.
Yes?
Let's talk about something else. Farewell, Lady Webb.
Try your best not to die out there.
That's my goal. Lady Webb has asked me to keep her informed anytime I learn more about the Leaden Key's activities in Deerwood. Anything I can discover in pursuing the leads I obtained in the catacombs of Wodikin Church will be useful to her. I don't know if I want to necessarily do that. Theos is my mentor and my master. Wait. Okay, we gotta take care of this. Head Warden, let's go.
Good day to you.
Kieran. What are you so busy with? Hollowborn, growing unrest, and the ever-present political intrigues. With so many missing souls, missing persons are the least of anyone's concern these days. What brings you to Deerwood? Looks as though you could use some help. Tell me about those cases. 1 case to 3. Okay, I'll look into it. Where should I start? He grins, razor-tipped teeth showing beneath his lips. Copper Lane, Andre's Gift, and Brackenberry, of course. To talk to the ones who reported disappearances, the only ones who know enough to care. Laura, Ollie, and Eckel. Okay? Who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman. Landry, Kendall, and Cora. Okay, tell me about Kendall. Landry. Best ask Ollie. Seeing they drank together at the Salty Mass and Andre's Gift. Also seems that no one else knew him well enough to miss him. Alright, tell me about Kendall. Reported missing by Elga, a dwarf who carried traces of fine wine and young dandies. Plenty of time and money to spend on her pleasures. Try Brackenberry. Tell me about Cora. Sister of Laura, one of the merchants in Copper Lane Bazaar. I like her. Not the kind of person who would just disappear, it seems. Laura was most distraught. I think if it's for someone sympathetic will raise her spirits. I'll talk to her first. I like her. And have you found any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between victims, which is what makes me wonder so. He runs his hands along the length of one ear. Could be animancy related. Researchers always need subjects, the less scrupulous types in particular. Pauses deep in conversation. Seems too risky for the sanitarium, but no one really knows. Alpha folds his arm. I wouldn't put it past them. Neither would I. Waves a hand. Talk first to the people who reported our victims missing. Mayhaps you will catch something that I missed. Let me ask you about something else. Got some other questions about the missing people. I'll let you know what I find. Farewell. Marble at the base has been once moved by the passage of hundreds of